Hey, welcome along to Behind the Bar podcast, brought to you by the coaches and clients of RT Fitness Durham, Sunderland, and of course the Barbell Club, where we take you from complete beginner to photo shoot ready. So on today's show, we have our Sunderland coaches, Alex 1 and Alex 2. We go through a little bit of scenarios of what we hear our clients say, people who get in contact, some of the questions what probably you're not sure about yourself as well, and we'll take you through scenarios of like little different sticking points of what people do on the journey. So hopefully there'll be some big takeaways for you in this one, because it's obviously a little bit of hints and tips from me, Alex 1, Alex 2 as well. If you haven't already, please subscribe to the show. Just click the link, click subscribe, Click the link to book a call in with us if you need any information from our programs, and share it with everybody so we can keep this going. Cheers. Right then, let's do it. So today we've got Alex Tuckwell and Alex Trebby. I always mix the names up. Alex 1, Alex 2 from Sunderland Gym. These are our coaches, but I'll let them talk. So who are you and who do you like to help? Alex 1.
I'm Alex 1. Like to always put that in there.
Yeah.
I'm 20-year-old and I'm a coach at Sunderland. I do carnage and barbell. And I'd probably say I like to coach a wide range of people, but like I like to help people that like to actually help themselves, as in if they're willing to do something, you can get more out of it. If they're not willing to do something, it's kind of like if they're not putting it in, they're not going to get it out, sort of thing.
Right.
If you get what I mean.
Yeah. Do you do one-to-ones?
Yes, do one-to-ones. Got my own stuff running alongside. I do like 2 or 3 a day, something like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's going well.
That was short and sweet, lovely.
Right. That's me.
Set the standard there.
Yeah.
I'm Alex 2 and it's Alex Treby, Ross.
Is it?
They got that
Do
on
you
camera.
say Trebby?
Treby.
Do you say Trebby?
We'll stay Alex 2.
Yeah,
That's
Alex.
fine.
Okay, right.
rolls
Sorry,
off the tongue
babe.
Obviously, I'm not from round here.
Yeah.
Moved up 5 months ago. Coach Barbell, hopefully a carnage team.
Yeah.
Coach online. So I help people with nutrition, calories, check-ins, and then training as well. So weekly training, kind of adapt that depending on the feedback I get each week. More focused around performance-based, and then focus on the way they look through their nutrition. And I want to help everyone, make things simple.
Everyone.
Yeah.
So who's your ideal clients? And this isn't like being a dick to any clients you've got. It's just like who do you like to like quite well?
Mine varies, because I like people that come in that are complete beginners, because then you can see their progress.
Right.
You can see them start from like a complete novice to the point where they're pushing week on week and they look completely different, or they're doing completely different. But then I've also got people who are like training for more like rugby specific, so I've got a rugby background.
Yeah.
So they do like a lot of...
Coach rugby?
I do, yeah.
You missed that one out?
Yeah, I did, yeah, coach rugby, there we go. So I've got like 2 or 3 that play rugby that all I do is like more like strength and conditioning, all based on like performance and stuff. So it's a lot more specific, but then you compare to like a beginner, like the training session would be completely different.
Yeah.
A lot more check-ins, and it's a lot more sessions a week as well, so it varies. But I'd probably say I enjoy the athlete side more, as in like the rugby people, because I can go more in depth with them, and I feel like I'm doing more for them.
They're after you for a specific reason, aren't they?
Yeah.
So it's like, so you can quite nail it in.
Yeah, instead of the beginner going, I just want to get fit, they're like, I want to get fit, I want to get faster, I want to get stronger,
Yeah.
I want to get this and that, so it varies a lot.
Sweet. You?
I've got a few people that do high rocks that have done that, so it's good to see them.
Oh dear.
Yeah,
Oh,
I've
mate.
got two or three people that have basically gone from just doing the classes at the old place I used to work, and then we've gone a bit more specific and they've gone and done their race. Then we've gone back into training and they've beat their time, so that's quite good. I also like the people that think it needs to be complicated, so the people that have really struggled. I kind of like just simplifying things and watching them make progress is probably the best thing. People that have tried for years and years and just haven't really found something they enjoy, if I can help them find that, that's probably the best client for me.
I think that's probably the true beauty in coaching, because most people are just, I want to get fit, I want to lose weight. But then it's up to us as coaches to try and really switch that mindset of like this kind of thing. So yeah, I mean, we did ask in the group for questions, but they were shit.
We've got loads of good
questions. We got loads
of
good ones. So we're going to go
list.
with this really big one from Hevgoven. Biscuit or cake?
I've got to go cake. I love a cheesecake.
plain or baked?
Oh,
Or what?
It's got to be vanilla, surely.
No, I go favourite at the minute, like a Biscoff cheesecake.
A Biscoff cheesecake?
Yeah, my mum makes a hell of a Biscoff cheesecake.
So why haven't we getting any yet?
I haven't got any yet. Well, my birthday soon.
Is it? Oh, yes.
My birthday,
So you need to bring it
Yeah,
in.
I'll have
you
to bring
need to
some
bring it
Biscoff cheesecake in. There we go.
This probably says a lot about me, but I like a plain digestive and a cup of tea.
Oh,
My Lord.
better than a
Yeah.
rich tea.
Pretty much like me, pretty boring.
A plain digestive. Well, that goes for our questions, doesn't it?
Yep.
So I've come up with like some scenarios, some questions of what we typically get, as probably as a typical coach gets through messaging, even from our clients and stuff like that. So let's put this one out there. So 18 stone Alice, she's not a client, this is a made up person, 38, wants to lose weight, never been to the gym, has tried every diet. Where does she start?
Small walks,
Yeah,
strength training,
get moving.
and just making small improvements with her food. So maybe write out what she's eating now and just tweak things slowly over time. That person, if you just try and change everything at once, is probably going to be overwhelmed.
But you did say between you, it was small walks, strength training, nutrition, so that is quite a lot in one.
Yeah.
So what would be like the starting,
I'd
what
say
would be the first, say, habit you put in place for them?
foods.
Oh,
Yeah.
Oh, contradicted. How are
For
they?
me, it's movement, I think.
Right, okay.
Slow, like small amounts. If they're going from no steps, let's just say 10-minute walk a day.
Right.
Just build on
okay.
that.
How long for?
4 days a week, 5 days a week.
Right.
Do that for a few weeks, and then you monitor things weekly. I think that's why it's important to work with someone, is because you can make those changes as you're moving through the process, and you
Yeah.
don't feel as lost. And then start to introduce strength training, maybe some small group PT,
Wink, wink.
RT Fitness.
Cheat your food.
Sweet. And you said food straight away.
I'd probably say find out what food they've been eating, like what diet they've been on, because most people, they'll say that on this diet, say they're tracking, but they're not really tracking their food. So I'd say try and be more specific with their food and get them sorted on like a proper nutritional plan, and make sure they are tracking everything that goes in the mouth, and then take it from there, because they've got to count themselves. Well, they've got to be accountable for whatever they're putting in, haven't they?
But she's tried every diet.
But has she though? Or find out what she's tried.
Right.
Usually the old Slimming World or the Weight Watchers, stuff like that. Put her on a better diet, then obviously just push her in to try and just get moving a bit more.
What would you say our biggest problem is here? I mean, obviously, she wants to lose weight, never been to the gym, has tried every diet. Is probably going to be the big one. Tried every diet.
Yeah.
So it's like, why has she failed?
Yeah, why?
I'd say it's probably mindset.
Yeah.
Mindset needs to be changed. How you do that obviously is a tough question, and then she's probably gone into the extreme of every diet. So that's what I'm saying with making small changes. She's probably gone, I've tried every diet, and every diet's been very extreme, very restrictive.
And just fell off straight away.
Unachievable, yeah. So it's just teaching people that you can make the small changes. You don't have to go mental. You can still make progress.
And last longer.
Yeah.
I mean, 38, she's probably got 20 years worth of bad dieting habits there, which as we
You don't
all-
want to change that in the space of 4 weeks, 6 weeks, do you?
and that's probably why she's failed, isn't it?
Yeah, crash diets.
So diet, steps. And I mean, how do they get from like that steps progress? Do they use a tracker?
Time it. The tracker's
Just
ideal
time
if
it.
you've got one.
Yeah.
But if you haven't got a watch, just going out for 10 minutes. Do that for a few weeks and then make that 15 maybe, if they've got the time.
Right.
Or 2 10 minutes.
They've always got the time.
Yeah.
Everyone's got time for a walk.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, Alice probably has watched all of Netflix.
Probably, yeah. And her screen time is probably massive.
Yeah.
TikTok.
She probably is one of the people, if you've ever seen them, anything good on Netflix. Have you seen them on Facebook? Ask questions like that.
Put a poll on Instagram.
Yeah, poll on Instagram. So it's just steps, small steps in place, small diet habits in place. Okay, I'm a client. I've started 3 weeks ago. I'm coming to 3 sessions per week. I think I'm tracking my food. I don't have a step tracker, and I'm not losing weight. What am I doing wrong?
Not in a calorie deficit.
Why?
So the food's not going, the food that's being logged is maybe inaccurate or things are being missed.
But my tracking seems good.
Seems good.
It's not 100%.
Like Monday to Friday, it's
Well, there you go.
good.
Yeah.
I'm
Probably
tracking
getting
like
pissed the weekend.
seeing 1,300 calories, and then like Saturday I miss it because I eat out. And Sunday, like, it's hard to track a Sunday's dinner. But that's coming in on 500 calories. So why am I not losing weight?
Not tracking properly.
It's over-consuming calories.
Yeah. You don't want to waste a week's worth of good tracking on a weekend, do you? Monday to Friday, if you stay consistent, people think, oh, well, that means I can afford 2-3 good meals on a weekend, but then the whole week's just gone.
I'm training hard. Those 3 sessions, I thought those would have been enough.
What about your steps? If you're not tracking, then you don't know how many you're getting in. You might think you might end up getting 10,000 a day, but really you might be half that.
I work from home, so I'll like drive to the gym. I'll like obviously car park at the gym, do my session, and then I'll go home, work from home all day. But then I do like potter about, and I do walk the kids around the gymnastics around the back and then come back.
That's what, 2,000-3,000?
Is it?
Ish.
Okay.
Give or take.
So I need a step tracker.
Step tracker, yeah.
Do you think it'll benefit us?
100%.
Definitely.
Yeah. And what should I do to track my food, to just make sure I'm tracking? Like, how do I do that?
Pre-enter stuff the night before. It's one way to do it, maybe. But then you've still got the risk of not putting stuff in on top of that. Maybe pre-plan your meals, prepare some food, have an idea of what you're going to eat.
I don't have time.
You do have time.
Everyone's got time. night before, a couple of days before.
Prioritising time.
Exactly. You've got to make time.
I think this is one. I mean, I know I went totally into character there.
Very good. It's very good.
When people like, I feel as though when people say don't track properly, and the meal prep thing, when they're saying they don't have time, it takes me, 35-40 minutes to cook 10 meals.
When you're making one meal, it's the same time as...
Is making the 10, yeah. And people, I think, because people think that they make that one meal in the night, then they've got to make their meals on top of that, instead of just doing it all in one blast. And then that's going to save them time throughout the week. Because like with me and Sarah, it's like I'll get in on the night and it's a microwave meal because of the prep.
Yeah.
Same on the morning, same on a lunchtime. Every single thing is from a Tupperware tub, but it's been made in batch and then boom, boom. I mean, obviously the first meal from the batch cooking will be in a bowl.
Yeah. On a bowl.
I still put them in a bowl,
Placed on a
I'm
bowl.
civilized. Like I'm not eating from plastic in the house.
Luke is.
Luke doesn't know what a bowl is.
Tupperware.
Eats out his hands.
Tupperware.
But look at him. I think it even goes to the shop now, though. It's been made, it's probably the easiest it's ever been. Because you can go to the shop now and buy high protein snacks. There's so much of it around. So even if you don't prep stuff and you are caught, you can go into Aldi and Lidl's and Sainsbury's or whatever, and you can still buy stuff that will fit your goals. You don't have to just get the classic meal deal and go nuts with it.
But I started 3 weeks ago. I thought it'd be £20 down by now.
No comment.
No comment.
Takes time, doesn't it?
It does.
Delayed gratification, I think that's the main thing with exercise and health and fitness is you could train hard and hard for months, but you might not see any results for months past that.
Yeah.
That's the hard thing with exercise is you do 2 or 3 weeks and you might not see, you may not even feel anything, but if you continually do it, it's that compounding effect of continually doing that will breed results in the end.
But I think it's the flashy promises. I mean, obviously we do promise it as long as the follow it through.
Yeah.
And for the people who do actually follow it through, they do get the results. But I think for people now, it's like where they see abs in 6 weeks. And I think in people's brains now, they should be getting massive results in their first 3 weeks.
No matter what they look like from the start.
Well, just from showing up to the sessions.
Yeah.
They think that the sessions is the magic thing.
I think they don't have to track the food. 3,000 steps a day will do, and then all the sessions will get them there.
The training is such a small percentage of the overall thing you need to do, isn't it?
It's probably the smallest.
It is, yeah. It's right at the bottom of the pyramid, really. It's going to change the way you look in terms of shape and strength and feel, but on top of all that is your nutrition and your activity. So,
if it comes down to weight loss alone, without the fitness and the muscle growth within, like pushing and pulling within the sessions, I mean, you can just do that from steps and nutrition. Activity, not even steps. I think we always misplace it just by steps because it's easier to say it, rather than just activity levels. And activity levels, fucking cutting the grass.
It's fidgeting as well, isn't it? Fidgeting,
Yeah.
cleaning, anything.
Yeah, you got to shake your leg before.
I always do. I always just move. I've just got too much energy.
Putting his knee up, that's why.
Yeah, me need.
You need, yeah. What is it, neat up? Is it
24/7, isn't it?
Was that it neat up 24/7?
Yeah.
Our podcast better, right? Next one. Next one. We're flying through this. I thought these would have took longer. 1,200 calories is the only thing that works for me.
I'd say it's a good meal.
That's breakfast for you, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, I honestly don't know how anyone could survive, or expects to survive on it.
Every person that I've known that have done it for a certain amount of weeks and just crashed at the end of it, binged, and then end up putting on more weight. But then the same people do it all the time and believe it's the right way to do it. But then you tell them this will happen, and then the exact same thing happens. They'll crash, they'll go out on a weekend, they'll binge, and then they'll think, oh, well, I ate 1,200 Monday to Friday, but then you binged all weekend and then you're back to square one.
Do you actually think anyone ever sticks to that though? They say they've ate 1,200, but...
Yes,
Yeah.
I actually think they do. So I think for me, the people who say 1,200 calories only works for me because they have done that in the past. Say they've done it for 6, 8, maybe it's even 12 weeks, yeah? But then the question back is, so why aren't you doing it now?
Yeah.
Yeah, not maintainable.
It's
not sustainable at all.
It's not unsustainable. So that's the question I always throw back at them. So why isn't it working for you now? Why aren't you doing it now? Oh, because I did this and did this and did this. But then they think because they got such great results, say in 10 weeks they might have lost 30 pounds.
Yeah.
So they think that's the only way then they can lose that weight by being on the 1,200 calories.
Yeah.
Because when people come to us, and for female, we'll put them to around 1,700 calories. Obviously, providing they get to the sessions, providing they do 10,000 steps, they will lose weight as long as that 1,700 is right as well.
Oh, yeah.
But even the people who have 1,200 calories, like I think you said there, are they really having 1,200 calories?
Yeah.
It all goes back to that thing of it doesn't have to be extreme. Like the slower you do it, the more maintainable it's going to be. It will take longer, but
You'll enjoy it more.
if you can maintain it, it's better. It's always better. And your training will be better, and your energy and your relationships and everything will be better. So why would you put yourself through it? Unless you're doing it for a specific reason, or you need to go down to that extreme, then it's different. But for the everyday person, it doesn't need to be extreme.
What does 1,200 calories look like, food-wise?
KFC meal, probably,
Yeah, one.
which is how easy to eat.
Yeah. It can be done in a one meal or loads of little meals, but even still, it's just not sustainable for anyone.
But even if it was in loads of little meals, what are you looking at there?
It's not going to fill you up, is it?
1,200 calories, so that's 400, say 400 calories a meal. Yeah, I mean, you can have 400 calorie meals, would have quite okay.
It probably would, if you spread it out with high volume food, it probably would look quite a lot.
Yeah.
Or you could make it look quite a lot with spinach and salads and
Chicken
But
breast.
it's a chicken
and
breast
just
with some vegetables.
all the veg.
Everywhere.
Yeah.
Yeah.
and a bit of fruit.
Yeah. So you could do it.
And it would look healthy, but this is the
Yeah.
thing, it's an unsustainable amount of calories, which isn't really healthy for you, is it?
No.
Not if you're trying to then on top actively lose weight.
Yeah.
Would 1,200 calories work? So even, let's say, Alice, right? We're going back to Alice.
Oh, Alice.
Poor Alice. If she does work from home, but say she doesn't have time to go to the gym, she actually doesn't have time to go to steps, we'll use that. She actually really doesn't have time to do that. Then would 1,200 be the only way?
Yeah, I mean, her BMR is going to be a lot lower. Well, we need to find that BMR really, don't we? Find out what she needs to just survive. And I'm sure for a lot of people it would be above that.
Yeah.
Especially if she was, how heavy did we say she was?
18 stone.
Yeah. It's definitely going to be on the
She's
lower
only
end.
getting 2,000, 3,000 steps in, we'll say, activity-wise.
Can she stick to it? That's what I'd say.
Because why did she get to 18 stone in the first
Exactly.
place? Isn't
She's
she?
going to be eating
1,200
3-4 times that, isn't she?
Yeah. So then she's gone back to an extreme. But what is her BMR sitting at? Because it's going to be low.
Yeah.
I mean, is it going to be probably will be 1,700?
Yeah, roughly.
And then for her to lose the weight, she might actually have to
500,
do that. But it's not the healthiest way, is it?
No.
Like,
And if we
you've
can
gotta
get
move.
get the most results out of the most amount of calories, that we've got room to drop.
Yeah.
Where do we go from 1,200 as well, I'd say?
Yeah.
If that works,
It is, yeah.
and we go so far, then weight loss stalls. is it 1,100 and then 1,000, and it's
can't.
tough, isn't it?
Yeah.
Definitely introducing movement would then allow a little bit more calories, a little bit more room for error and to live and actually eat food. Comes back to movement.
Do we hear this a lot though? 1,200 calories is the only thing that works for me.
All
I mean,
the
you know how to wind me up over something.
Yeah.
With it. Yeah.
It's been known to.
It's mad how much we actually hear it, even though I think the world's more educated now.
Yeah.
And I don't know. What do we do there?
It'll go.
It'll go?
Yeah, I think so. It'll be a lot less than it will be now. There'll be a lot less people in the future thinking about it. I feel like there's so much information going out there now.
Yeah.
Most of the people know that 1,200 is not sustainable.
It's about making people aware, isn't it?
Yeah. I hope so.
Yeah.
But then that's our job to teach people, isn't it?
Yeah.
I'll go with a little segue then. So what trends do you see at this moment in time in the fitness world? You probably got to take it out from the stuff you watch, because when I've asked the coaches before, they'll like say, oh, well, more strength training, but it's because they're into strength training, so that's what they're watching.
Yeah.
What do you think of, like, say, trends of people?
I used to see keto diets everywhere.
You used to see keto.
Yeah, I don't as much now, but I used to see it everywhere.
Apart from the conversation this morning.
Apart from that. Yeah.
There's still going to be camps in it, but all those people that are pushing a certain method are always selling something. That's what it always comes.
Yeah.
Normally comes back to.
Yeah.
So if they're really pushing low carb, they'll sell something that's to do with that. Or if they're pushing keto, generally they're selling something.
Some sort of product or something.
Is to do with that. But I don't see it as much anymore. I remember when I first started training, I was told in the gym that you don't eat carbs after 8.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I was like, you do not do it.
Or don't eat before bed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Random stuff
And
like
you
that.
need to spread all your meals out.
Yeah.
Again, if you're looking at performance-based, it's different. But for the everyday person, you can eat when you can eat. If you can make little snacks in between, then brilliant. But as long as your calories are the same each day, it's not going to make that much of a difference, is it?
No.
If any.
Not at all.
But the trends aren't as much anymore. I feel like because this information's going out, if anything now it's overcomplicated because people are looking at so much stuff, they don't know what to believe.
Do you not think more, like, especially the bigger names in health and fitness, do you not think that we're all on the same page? Count your fucking calories.
Basically, calories in, calories out.
Yeah.
I actually think some people are moving away from it a bit now and just trying to teach people, once you've gone through that tracking method, how to do it after.
Yeah.
But again, that's another thing in itself, isn't it? Because intuitive eating, something I've seen quite a bit,
Yeah, I've seen that.
which is great, but a lot of people have kind of got to the weight that they're
What is
at.
it?
Intuitive
eating.
So just
Like-
eating off how you feel and your hunger
Right,
levels.
okay.
Yeah. So see if you have a big session, you're hungry, just eat if you're
But that
hungry.
Right,
that
okay.
method is kind of what's got certain people overweight.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
it's hard
because if
to.
they feel like what they want to eat,
If I ate every time I was hungry, I'll just be
Yeah.
eating all
same.
the time.
because people don't know the difference between actually being hungry and it's just
Yeah.
being bored.
Yeah.
Yeah, people that work in the office all day or work from home all day, they'll just get bored and then just go to the fridge, go to the cupboards and just start eating.
I'm good at that.
Yeah. I think the trends I see is more people are investing in coaching than ever before.
It's more popular than ever before now.
I think it's because obviously it just used to be a personal trainer.
Yeah.
It's more accessible now.
Yeah, and then it was a boot camp on a field.
Yeah.
And then it's obviously like the stuff we do, small group or like the large group where people want to get coached, and obviously online like yourself, where people, where's your clients based?
All over. I've got the majority of them are actually down in the southwest.
From where you're from?
Yeah, from where I'm from. Just wanted to stay in touch and wanted to continue doing what I was doing with them down there. But yeah,
I mean, I see.
there's a few from here.
Oh yes, because you've got some from the
Yeah,
CrossFit,
so from
don't
the
you?
from Glacier, from the CrossFit
Yeah.
gym, there's a few there.
Oh, nice shout.
But just
out
want,
there.
yeah, nice.
Cheers.
People that just want help with outside of training, because training isn't the be all and end all with your body composition, is it?
No.
So that you need that help outside of it. So that's where I've got them from. But yeah, majority are from down in Plymouth.
I think like even for me, I need like, well, I've jumped into your sessions this week, and my legs are fucking killing, by the way.
How's the bum?
My arse is killing. Oh, the other bum.
No, your bum.
Oh, right, okay, yes.
like-
My butt cheeks are hurting, yeah. But the other things are
The other
okay,
thing,
yeah.
yeah. Still there.
Tucked up.
Yeah,
Still
I'll put that on the
intact.
podcast, But from that, I say everyone coaching. I need coaching. Once my schedule's back in action, I'll be jumping into, I think one of the, when I can find a slot, but I need to be specific in that. And I need someone to obviously just keep us accountable on the nutrition.
Everyone needs it.
Which Joe does a shit job of.
I was going to say.
He's terrible.
Not
For me,
he's not done it this week.
He's great for the clients, but...
He's not done it this week.
Well, he's away, isn't he?
Oh, is he?
Yeah, he's away. But no, he started coaching us and then just dropping it. It was like, oh, he's not even checking in on us here. So yeah. So probably even for me, I might need to pay someone to actually physically do that.
Don't know anyone that does online.
Holds you accountable, doesn't it?
It does hold you accountable. That's the
When
thing.
you don't want to do it,
Yeah.
if you're paying for it, generally it's going to make you do it. For me, that's the thing for me. With my training, that's why I outsource my training. Is it makes me do things I don't want to do sometimes. But also when I feel tired and don't want to necessarily be in the gym, I've paid for the program, I want to follow it, I want to see it through. So.
You don't want to waste it, do you?
Yeah.
I feel like that. I feel like if you're paying for something, you'll go through with it. But if you're paying cheap for it, you won't.
Yeah.
Me and Sarah had this discussion yesterday where it was like, say people on our 90-day program, which is $297 to start with a 90-day program. If those people had paid $5,000 for that program,
You aren't missing it.
how much better would the results be?
You wouldn't miss a day, would you?
No, you
You
wouldn't.
turn up at every single session.
I think that's where the bigger chain gyms are financially onto a winner, because people will just continually leave it rolling.
Yeah.
I know it's not necessarily to do with working one-to-one with someone, but if it's a small cost, you're not bothered about paying for it and not going. If you're paying £100 a month plus for something, you're turning up generally.
But these people are, so say our 90-day people who start initially 90-day people for $297, it is £100 a month.
Yeah.
But even those people aren't following it through, missing sessions, not doing the check-ins, not following nutrition guidance, obviously not tracking the food correctly, not doing the steps. Yeah. So that's still too much of a low cost. It's what me and Sarah came to yesterday. It was like, even though they are paying to get coached, it's come in at a lower cost. Mm-hmm. And now, if we switch their mindset of if you'd have paid $5,000 for this,
Would you turn up at every session?
how much better would your results be?
Yeah.
You wouldn't be missing anything.
Wouldn't skip a beat.
No.
Mad, isn't it? Even though it's exactly the same thing.
Same service, different cost.
Yeah, fucking mad. But that's it. Great. Next one. So what should the everyday person focus on for longevity in health and fitness, training-wise? So what type of training?
It depends what their goals are.
Longevity?
I think it varies.
Longevity to live a longer, healthier, happier life?
I'd say just get, what was said already, is just get moving straight away.
Yeah.
See, if they've gone from nothing, obviously, you've just got to get moving, get some walks in.
Training-wise?
Right. Well, I'd probably say, again, it varies. I'd probably say start with barbell, that kind of sort of stuff, because you can get, I feel like they'd stick to it more long term.
Right.
Because you can see changes a lot more. As in, you can see your weight's going up, you can see this going up, you can see your lift's going up. But with carnage or that kind of stuff, you sometimes can't. You might just come in and you might just be, your fitness will be getting better, but you might not know it sometimes. Whereas if you come on here and you look at the board every day, you know your weight's going up week on week. Everyone gets a little win out of it.
Right.
And I think that for a lot of people pushes them a lot more. If they know you're getting stronger, you know you're getting something out of it.
Yeah.
Little wins help people massively along the way.
So more along the lines of resistance training.
Yes, basically.
Resistance training, strength training.
Resistance training. Everybody should be doing some form of it. And how much you do depends on what your goal is. But if you could do 2 to 3 resistance sessions a week and keep some sort of cardio in there, you don't have to run. Could be walking, could be sitting on a bike for 10 minutes. But I like a blend of it. I like a good blend of strength and cardio. Because I feel like you should feel good and look good.
Yeah.
And be able to perform. It doesn't mean you need to go to the extreme, but yeah, definitely resistance training. It's for everybody.
For longevity wise,
Yeah.
resistance training, if you're talking 40, 50, 60 plus.
It's vital, isn't it?
It is.
We regress so much as we get older, muscle-wise and
Yeah.
strength-wise and bone density, that everybody should do it.
You want to stay as active as possible, don't you?
Been trying to get my dad to do it for 10 years probably.
How old's your dad?
61 now.
61.
Won't
60
resistance train. Hasn't got the time. But we'll go, he likes his runs, so he goes and does a run around the field on a Saturday.
Right, okay.
So he's doing something,
Yeah.
but still complains about hips and knees and this. Whereas if he just went and resistance trained twice a week, it's all he could do to
Strengthen
start
everything
with.
up.
It would just help him so much. I just think everybody should resistance train.
The same with my dad. He's currently in bed at the minute with a trapped nerve in his back.
Right.
But all his life he's done resistance training, and then
Oh, he has done weights.
He has,
Oh, okay,
but then
right.
I'd say probably in the last year or so he just hasn't done. He hasn't done as much. He used to do probably like 4 times a week, maybe 5 times a week, and then from then he just hasn't done anything. Maybe like once a week, and then for months he just skipped it. And then I don't know. Maybe I think it was last week at work or something. Went down, bad back, and then 3-4 days go by and he's in bed all week. And it just shows how it puts you off. Like he's been off work for 4 days, and just like little things like that, where if he kept it all the way going, he might have been able to strengthen it up. He wouldn't be in bed. He wouldn't be suffering as much as he has been.
Manual job?
Yeah,
Right,
electrician.
Okay. Right, okay.
Doors
yeah,
bending
yeah.
down, tools, picking this up, picking that up, drilling walls, all sorts.
So it's quite active in a job itself, isn't it?
It can be, yeah.
How old is he?
60.
60 as well?
Yeah.
Fucking hell, okay, yeah. So he does need to
Yeah.
keep it up a bit. And even I think even at that age, it's like 3 a week.
Yeah.
It'll do.
Stretching, he doesn't do any stretching.
Yeah.
Which people at that age think, oh, I don't need that, I'm fine, I've went this long, I'll be fine now. But I know for a fact, before he did this, if I say, oh, touch your toes, you couldn't do that, or if I give him like simple stretches, he'd be in pain, it's like random stuff like that.
For that job as well, he's going to be in positions like this all the time,
Yeah.
isn't he? That's what I did before. Similar. I wasn't qualified in electrician, but I was
Right.
working on site, and you spend a lot of time hunched over.
Yeah.
Same with people hunched over at desks and
Manual labour is
Yeah.
horrible.
How old is your dad again? Did you say 61?
61.
So my dad's 60.
Bet got that
What year
right.
is it? 62. My dad's 62. He only took it up 2 years ago. So there's
Training.
still time. Yeah. Actually training.
I bet the changes have been quick. He's felt the changes.
He's forgetting how much stone down is he? 3-4 stone down.
Really?
3-4 stone down. He does 4 days a week in here. So
Oh, does he train here, does he?
Yeah. So when this is closed, he comes in Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and Sunday, and he's currently he's my test runner on the app at the minute.
Oh, yes, I remember you saying.
Yeah. So he's
The guinea pig.
He's the guinea pig at the minute, and he's following it through. And he's putting his weights up every time. I mean, like when he gives us the rating, because it's like got a rating bar on it, and it's always like 5 out of 10. And it's like, we put more weight on them. Like I'm wanting like at least a 7 out of 10.
Yeah.
And he's giving that just little bits.
See, that's more beneficial for him, but if you see it coming here, or we'll do, like in a carnage class, if he's jumping around, he might have knee issues, he might have hip issues.
He has. He's
there
had
you go.
knee issues in the past,
He'll
ankle issues.
He'll get more out of strength-based or resistance-based than he will say, oh, go on a rower, jump on a bike, ski erg, or burpees, stuff like that.
Yeah.
He's going to get more out of that, isn't he?
100%.
And he has.
He has.
If he's what, 4 stone down now?
Yeah, 4 stone. I mean, he obviously watches his food. He doesn't. He's actually a good example because he was tracking his food, and now he doesn't need to because he's just eating the same thing.
He just knows what to eat, yeah.
Yeah.
It's like everybody should do it for a bit, just like a month. If you can do a month, and you just learn, you educate yourself so much on what you're eating, because people who've never done it will always be surprised about the amount of stuff that's in.
People get a shock.
Yeah.
People get a shock how much protein they don't eat if you haven't done it before. And if we set someone's protein at 150 and they go, oh, well, I'm not getting my protein, and they might only have like 30 grams a day, and they think before they were getting enough in.
Yeah.
I think you need to track for a certain amount of time to know what you're actually eating.
I think the classic fish and chips at 600 calories is my favourite, or a roast dinner.
Yeah.
And then you see their plate and it's Toby Carvery this high.
2,000 calories.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's healthy because it's vegetables and meat and potatoes and.
Fish. I always use fish and chips as the example because it's around 2,000 calories for a full fish and chips
Yeah.
portion, like from the chippy in anywhere.
If you eat a
Especially
proper
with
portion,
Bit batter, bit mushy peas.
What do you call batter where you're from?
batter.
Oh, there's a batter as
Yeah.
well. No, like
Is
you
it?
know when you get like
Not that far away.
the
Well,
scraps on the top.
Yeah, batter.
Do you say batter as well?
Yeah.
Yeah. Because people say scraps
We wouldn't
scraps.
say
or something else.
never heard
Yeah.
of that.
I've heard scraps.
You heard of pea wet?
Are we still talking about fish and chips?
Yeah.
Pea wet, no.
I'm sure it's a Manchester thing. I could be fucking wrong. So do you know the pea juice of mushy peas?
Yeah.
So they get pea wet on the fish and chips.
So it's pea juice.
Pea juice, yeah, but they call it pea wet.
Pea wet. Wet peas.
Ruined a good dish.
No.
I think we're nearly at the end then. Right then, what's the one piece of advice you would give to someone, let's see. Yeah, just the one piece of advice you would give to someone wanting to live a longer, healthier life.
Start resistance training.
Yeah?
Yeah. It can have so many benefits that you
I thought it was just ending there.
It can have so many benefits.
The mic drop.
I might as well have. It can have so many benefits that you don't realise. Most people see people in the gym like lifting massive heavy weights, I don't want to do that. I don't want to look big. And like, there's a woman I used to train that didn't want to do any of the training because she's like, I don't want to get big and muscly, I don't want to look like that. But now she's the happiest she's been, she's the strongest she's been, she's come off all her medication, she's feeling like a lot more energized all the time, and that's just off a little bit of resistance training. So 3 sessions a week, gets her steps in, and she feels so much better for it. And she's in her late 50s, I believe.
Right.
And it's just making people more aware that there can be benefits that you don't realise.
Start small, so stay away from the extremes, be consistent, and try different things. So if you have tried, let's say you tried a boot camp and you didn't get on with that, try something different, don't like that, try martial arts, try something, try and find something that you enjoy, and when you enjoy it, it's never going to be, it's less likely to be a task to turn up and
If
do
you enjoy it.
which will then build consistency, I think.
I think both themes from you there, though, probably starts with coach-led.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Find someone to help you. There's so many, there's so many options now. It's
Yeah.
more accessible than it's ever been. And there's loads of good coaches out there.
Mint. Where do I find you? What's your handle?
Instagram, alex.tuckwell.pt.
Jamie Smith PT.
He's better looking.
Well, yeah,
well,
he is, yeah. Fusion Fitness Coaching.
Sweet.
Lovely.
And you're 6'3", and like we're 6'4", 5.
Yeah,
So, you know
I'm
what
just
I mean?
slightly smaller.
Yeah. Sweet,
back.
I'll put that in. Thanks, lads.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Lads.
Lovely. Class.